beyond that. The upper maximum that the current administration will do will be 5,000 megawatts.
Why?
Upper maximum.
Even with the 7,000 capacity?
With the 7,000 capacity, the maximum, the very peak of it will be 5,000, which is also not realistic because that is hinged on the several projects that's in the pipeline. Let's back off from that. So I'm not as optimistic. We keep hovering around 3,000, best 4,000. But if the unusual, the unexpected happens, then we'll peak at 5,000.
Because a lot of Nigerians will wonder why, even when we have consistent and constant gas supply.
I will get there. Well, when you talk of the gas supply, let me put it this way. The economics of power is such that we need to be mindful of a few things. One, what is the source? We tend to assume that we only generate power from gas. And we need to back up from those kind of erroneous thoughts. If government says they are vandalizing the gas power plant and this, so, and as much as we shouldn't encourage that, then we have to look at decentralized energy options, which some of us have been talking about for decades. Namibia, just down the continent, is not even generating power from the bush. They call it debushing infrastructure, debushing technology, debushing. We have a lot of renewables, extensive, and the renewable technologies they are working at it almost on a daily basis.
Out of the installation, just a moment, after the installations that we have with a capacity of 7,000, we have the hydro,
yes.
we have the solar, we have the one powered by gas. How much of these could the gas power?
Gas is about 60%, 65%.
So that's major.
That's major. And the point is, before gas, we were essentially hydro. And hydro is even a renewable energy option. Hydro is renewable. Hydro is renewable. And the risk of vandalization in hydros is minimal. And we have a lot of abandoned water dams. Oyo, Ogun, several abandoned water dams. Hydro dams that could be restructured, revitalized for small-scale power generation and distribution. That's on the one side. On the other hand, the minister mentioned the fact that they license companies to generate solar. And my question is, why must that be? It shows we're not ready. Because anytime we're licensing companies to generate off-grid, and I went through the database of the NERC, that's the Electricity Regulatory Commission. I went through the database, and I saw licenses, on-grid licenses, off-grid licenses, and I was saddened by the simple fact that, hey, this off-grid licensing by NERC is unconstitutional. And we're waiting until the activists will now go to court and say, revoke all the licenses, because NRC cannot grant or issue off-grid licenses. Those are the purview of the states. So until we get the state to now play active roles.
Okay, Dr. Okay is still with us, and we'll be looking at the solution. The APC government says is resolute in solving this problem and making sure that it gets up to 7,000 that it will have as capacity. How do we get there? Is this a curse? Some of these questions will be answered when we return from this break. Join us again. Not so much of a good news, despite the fact that the APC government says it will do so much to achieve power generation in Nigeria to the maximum capacity of 7,000 that we currently have. Incremental power delivery, that's what the minister said. they're working on. Over 30 universities, institutions are going to be empowered in generation of power. What exactly is the problem? An expert in energy and electricity law, Dr. Yemi Oke of the University of Lagos, has been talking to us on this one. You've heard what the government has said through the minister to Channels Television on this one. But solution. First and foremost, we privatize. Is that more of an evil or good for Nigeria?
I would say the government intended it for good, but manifesting not as a success.
The past government?
The past government intended it as good, something that will be beneficial to Nigerians, but its manifestation is not at the moment yielding that.
Where did they get it wrong in the privatization process?
Thank you very much. We got it wrong by obvious lack of transparency in the entire structure, in the entire privatization process of the power sector. I realized some powerful entities were buying critical, sensitive assets, both the generation and distribution. And government was a bit smart by not privatizing the TCN, which is the Transmission Company of Nigeria, to have been worse. But you see, talking about the solution, a few things we need to do. I need to be aggressive about it and realistic. One, the federal government should now realize that constitutionally, power is not an item on the exclusive legislative list. Because it's only the minister that is talking, it's only the federal government that is talking, the state government are not saying anything. If you go through the constitution, you have it there. Power is an item under the concurrent legislative list.
Which so the states and even the local government can.
So the federal government can, with regards to areas on the national grid, the state government areas not covered by national grid. I suggest collaboration because they are not competitors. They're working together to deliver power to Nigerians. That's why I suggested severally that the whole concept of national grid in the 21st century is not realistic. That's national grid.
You should break it down further.
It's greedy.
Which part of there is generation, there's transmission, and there's distribution. Which part of this thing?
I was happy when Mr. Fashola talked about concession grid, which was my own idea. We should concession the grid. For goodness sake, it doesn't make economic sense that Lagos and Ogun will be on the national grid. For goodness sake, we should have decentralized grid. Concession grid. We should scale this stuff down.
For the average Nigerians who voted this government right now, you're a lecturer, you speak grammar to teach your students. Do tell them right now what exactly, in simple and layman English, what they should be expecting from this government as in terms of solution. Okay,
in terms of solution, they should expect government to make power something that is commonplace, something that's readily available everywhere. There are a lot of options. We call it megawatt grabbing. If you can generate from solar, hydro, biomass, a whole lot. There is biomass technology that generates power from landfill. And we have a lot of landfill in Lagos. We could generate power from that. We should scale it down. States should be in the forefront. The discourse should be cross-licensed.
As we close now, good news, bad news. Can this government achieve the 7,000 megawatts of capacity?
That's not realistic because even the 7,000 minus 40,000, which is what they promised Nigerians, is not realistic. Deficit of 33,000, but I see them not maximum, not beyond 5,000. That is the best they could do. Probably will be 5,000 megawatts.
Dr. Yemi Oke, many thanks for talking to us. Energy and electricity law expert, University of Lagos. Many thanks for your thoughts there. We hope that we were able to achieve housing and that of works. But unfortunately, even power is as problematic as we cannot even finish chewing it today on the program. Many thanks for being part of the show today. On behalf of everything, I'm Sean Kimale. Bye for now.